Hi boys and girls, I'm Brother Khrystus from Dare to be Different International, and I welcome you to this special Dare to be Different Training Union presentation. Today's Bible story is titled The Shepherd Boy and the Giant. The Shepherd Boy and the Giant. All day long, David was out on the hills looking after his father's sheep. Sometimes one of them strayed and he went after it and brought it back. Sometimes a hungry jackal, or lion, or bear tried to carry off one of the flock. Then David needed all his strength and skill to beat the wild animal off and rescue the sheep. But most of the time there was little or nothing to do except to move the sheep on now and then to better pasture, a new place where the grass was thick and green. But David wasn't bored. He practiced with his slingshot until he could crack it and control it very well. He played his harp at times, often singing songs that he made up himself. He began to get quite a name as a musician. People stopped to listen to him quite often. This boy's playing was something special. Meanwhile, there was trouble in the palace. King Saul was an unhappy man. Samuel never came to him these days. God was far away. Everything was going wrong. Saul's black moods came more and more often. Something had to be done. What the king needs is music. One of his servants said, to calm him down and make him forget all his troubles. I know just the man, said another, and that was how David first came to the king's palace. His music worked better than medicine. Saul's troubled mind was set at rest. Soon he was well again, and David was sent back home. News came that the Philistines, the old enemies of Israel, were marching north. They set up camp in the valley of Elah. The Philistine army was on one side of the valley, and the Israelite army was on the other, and a little brook between them. The Philistines had a secret weapon. His name was Goliath, a great giant of a man, 10 feet tall. The shaft of his spear was as thick as a man's arm. Day after day, Goliath walked to and fro, shouting and jeering. Where is the champion of Israel? Let him come out and fight me if he dare. But no one did. They were all much too afraid. 3 of David's brothers were soldiers in Saul's army, and David was sent with food to see how they were. He arrived one day, just in time to hear Goliath's threats. Who is this man, said David, to defy the armies of the living God? Let me go and fight him. Let me go and fight him. The soldiers only laughed. But when Saul heard it, he sent for David. You are just a boy, he said. What chance do you have against this great warrior? I have fought lions and bears and have attacked sheep, said David. God was with me. He will be with me now. Very well, said the king. Go, and God be with you. He gave David his sword and dressed him up in his own armor. But David couldn't even walk in it. I can't fight with all of this on, he said, and he took it off. He picked up his shepherd's stick and his little sling. He chose 5 smooth stones from the brook and put them in his bag. Then he went out to fight Goliath. When Goliath saw him coming, he laughed till his sides ached. Is this your champion? He jeered at the Israelites, but David said, today God will give you into my hand. Then everyone will know that there is a God in Israel. He took a stone from his bag took Goliath's own sword from his sheath and cut off the giant's head. The Philistine army gave a great cry. Then they all turned and ran, with the Israelites in hot pursuit. Indeed, the battle was won. The shepherd boy and the giant. Here's what we can learn, boys and girls, from this story today. No matter how young you are, God can use you to do great things. So, why not trust Him as Lord and Savior of your life? It's better to do that sooner than later. All you have to do is to say, "Sorry, Lord, for all of my sins. Please come into my heart and save me." And once you mean it from the bottom of your life, you're saved and you're on your way to heaven. Thank you for attending this Dare to be Different Training Union presentation. We're happy to be bringing the gospel to you right in front of your computers all across the world. Again, I'm Brother Khrystus Wallace, and until we come your way again, bye-bye, and God